On your side, this is News 12, First at 5.
On this Veterans Day, we take time to honor those who have sacrificed so much to serve our country. Earlier, President Obama placing a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns at Arlington National Cemetery at the annual ceremony there. This as groups here at home hold ceremonies of their own honoring our veterans. Good evening, I'm Richard Rogers.
And I'm Christy Etheridge. There is a darker side of Veterans Day as the VA estimates 22 veterans die every day in America by suicide, many linked to post-traumatic stress disorder. According to a study by the RAND Corporation, 50% of those with PTSD do not seek treatment. Now to the 50% that do, only half of them get, quote, minimally adequate treatment. It's numbers like these and the stories behind the numbers that led the Augusta Warrior Project to bring an important film to Augusta tonight. It's called Project 22, and it introduces us to just a few of the faces behind those figures.
Go, 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 go!
It's a scar you can't see from a battle inside the mind, and it's killing the soldiers who survive.
Why did I live and they died? Which is always a big question, and that haunts veterans.
Veterans like Mark Detchmendy's son, Edward, a decorated Marine who started having episodes after his tours in Iraq and Afghanistan.
And they were like very severe, like he threw his mother across the room one time because he was reliving a battle in his sleep.
His father says he endured 58 straight days of combat, and when he got home, he couldn't escape the battlefield.
You know, it gets me sometimes, but, you know, I love him. He was a hero.
It got so bad, his father had to make a decision out of love he knew his son wouldn't like.
I was trying to get him into the psych ward because he was showing symptoms of suicide.
Unfortunately, it's a thought that crosses many warriors' minds. This VA report estimates 22 veterans a day commit suicide. Another report revealing suicide surpassed combat deaths in both 2012 and 2013.
It's a scary topic, but it's something that, you know, needs to be pushed into the face of America. They need to see it.
2 combat veterans are bringing the topic to the big screen in a movie called Project 22.
But it's not just about awareness, it's prevention. We're trying to prevent. And we have to show these veterans what's out there for them.
The Augusta Warrior Project is hosting a screening at the Dollar Theater on Washington Road tonight at 7:30.
That hope is the key, is that the ones that commit suicide have given up hope.
You tend to forget about the families involved with these veterans, loving them, trying to care for them, but maybe the film will help them realize they're not alone.
You do, and it's hard on everybody when, you know, a veteran comes back and is struggling with this kind of stuff, but that's exactly why they hope this movie will do, is maybe provide a little bit of hope and inspire others to get the help that they need and remind others that this struggle is very, very real. But if you know someone who is struggling, there is a crisis helpline. That number is on the bottom of your screen right now. There's even a number you can text. That's also at the bottom of your screen. But if you'd like to see the movie tonight, Project 22, we have a link to tickets up on our website.
Thanks, Christy. The Department of Veterans Affairs Secretary Robert McDonnell started his Veterans Day at the White House discussing improving services for our veterans. Last year, the VA healthcare system was the subject of national scrutiny for their handling of patient care, some waiting upwards of 60 days just to be seen. President Obama brought in retired Chief Executive Robert McDonnell to fix the system. He says since the crisis, they've increased the number of completed health care appointments by 7 million. He says wait times have come down to 5 days for specialty care, 4 days for primary care, 3 days for mental health care. But he says there is much more to do.
As we've improved the system, more veterans are coming in to get their health care from the VA. At the same time, we also have pockets around the country where service members leaving the service are living there, which has created large demand in those areas. So we need to hire more doctors, we need to get more space, we need to improve our hours in order to improve access to care in those areas.
Secretary McDonnell says he gave Congress a complete list of all the changes they want to see with the My VA initiative. He hopes to hold a hearing on the transformation of the VA so those on Capitol Hill can be a part of the change.
Well, we had some sunshine today and plenty of it. Mild temperatures, low humidity, a gorgeous fall day, and a live look out of our Live Eye camera right down Wheeler Road and I-20. We are looking good out there. The sun will set within the hour, and we're going to need those sunglasses out there on the drive home from work. Temperatures right now are comfortable, upper 60s to mid 70s. It is 70 now in Augusta, and Aiken is checking in at 68. Now temperatures will drop to the 50s pretty quickly after sunset. Here's your evening planning forecast. Well, temps in the 50s, clear skies, not too bad.
Thanks, Kevin. Perfect day to be outside. People lining the streets of downtown Augusta this morning to honor our veterans. News 12's Cody O'Hara was there for this Veterans Day parade.
Richard, a big turnout today. Veterans and their families filling up the sidewalks on Broad Street to show their support for veterans. A very upbeat atmosphere. Bands played, soldiers marched, mini parade floats handed out American flags, so almost everyone had one and was waving it proudly. And of course, you had people giving out candy as well. A big presence in the parade was teenagers in high school military programs. Following the parade, a ceremony honored veterans at the All Wars Monument.
It's a very humbling experience to see World War II vets, Vietnam, and really kind of solidifies why we still wear the uniform and why we sacrifice because of those who have sacrificed before us.
Mayor Hardy Davis attended the event that also commemorated the 50th anniversary of the start of the Vietnam War. On News 12 at 6 o'clock, you'll hear from one veteran who brought his grandchildren down to the parade, and I'll tell you what he says needs to be done in this country today to support those who serve.
North Augusta took time to honor veterans as well. The American Legion Post 71 held a ceremony at Wade Hampton's Veterans Memorial Park. The ceremony included a time to remember prisoners of war and those missing in action. We spoke to one World War II veteran about his service.
I was still in France, and it was on May 8th of 1945. And I will never forget the joy that we had in France when we were able to unload our rifles and put them up. Well, we had to clean them up and then put them up, which we did. And we were overjoyed at the conclusion of hostilities.
Veterans Day was originally named Armistice Day by Congress as a legal holiday dedicated to the cause of world peace. It changed to Veterans Day in 1954 as a day to honor all veterans who have served our nation.
And IHOP is getting in on the Veterans Day celebrations, offering free red, white, and blue pancakes to veterans and active duty military. If you missed out at breakfast and lunch, you can still get a short stack for dinner because that event goes on until 7 o'clock this evening.
From the crime team, a man arrested on murder charges in Aiken County has been extradited to face charges in Augusta. Avery Hollins is now in the Richmond County waiting for his court date. Hollins is accused of stabbing Maurice Grant on Crawfordville Court back in September. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office says it was over a recent drug arrest. His father, Oliver Hollins, is also facing charges in the incident.
A former South Carolina police officer charged with the murder of an unarmed black man is suing a police group, saying it failed to provide him legal aid that he paid for under that insurance plan. Michael Slager filing a federal breach of contract lawsuit against the Southern States Police Benevolent Association. The suit says 4 days after the April shooting death of Walter Scott, the association decided not to provide the benefits, saying Slager had committed an intentional or illegal act. So far, the association has not released a comment on this lawsuit.
Last night's Republican debate once again put the spotlight on the large field of candidates, but one South Carolina senator has been hosting these candidates one at a time in his home state. Our Washington Bureau, Peter Zampa, is live with us now. Peter, you spoke to Senator Tim Scott about his presidential town hall series.
Christy, Senator Scott really enjoys hosting these Tim's town halls, partially because Governor Jeb Bush really likes his socks, but mainly because folks in the audience get to hear real answers to real questions. Scott says there is no political bomb throwing in his town halls, only substantive answers on issues chosen by the audience. Held all over South Carolina, Scott says it helps him to hear from his, quote, bosses, the constituents, on what presidential candidates should be talking about. He says it's crucial for the candidates to visit South Carolina because the early primary state has chosen the correct candidate in all but one election since 1980.
It's very important to the candidate to come to South Carolina, and it's very good for South Carolina, the most diverse group of Republicans, to make their decision based on real information and to get some of that information at the town halls.
Senator Scott has hosted 12 town halls so far. He's got Governor John Kasich joining him tonight in Hilton Head and Dr. Ben Carson Friday in Greenville. Live on Capitol Hill, Peter Zampa, News 12.
All right, thank you, Peter. Augusta's economic leaders gathered today to honor local manufacturers and industry, featuring a famous guest speaker, Hall of Fame football coach Vince Dooley of the University of Georgia. Dooley spoke on the celebration of industries in Augusta, including the Industry of the Year recipient, Elanco, an animal health product manufacturer. He says he's glad to be an ongoing part of our state's history.
In fact, I'll be the president of the Georgia Historical Society next year. Which I'm looking forward to. I have a great appreciation for what an economic impact that industry can do, and the great job that they've done here in promoting jobs, and that's what we're talking about.
Columbia County's Development Authority also named its Companies of the Year for manufacturing. Healthwise Nutritional Resources was honored. And for small business, its children's clothing company, Southern Tots.
Always great to see Coach Dooley back in the Augusta area. I think the graphic we used might have been Larry Munson. We know
Georgia
we know the difference.
But yeah, we do know the difference.
We'll check that out and make sure we get it right. Well, you can change your health insurance policy for a lot of reasons, but one reason that does not make the cut might surprise you.
Well, today's weather definitely makes the cut with most of us. Almost perfect weather out there, but hey, the weather forecast for the extended outlook isn't looking that great. We'll tell you about how cold it's going to get this weekend coming up.
And a recap of last night's Republican presidential primary debate. Which candidate made a surprise performance to gain some ground?